Fresh off claiming the Formula BMW USA Rookie of the Year award, Canadian Daniel Morad scored a top 5 result in this year's Formula BMW World Finals event in Valencia, Spain. The 16-year-old was the top North American driver, Rookie of the Year for Formula BMW USA, and Intel-sponsored Daniel Morad. Daniel, welcome into tomorrow. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing just fine. This must be heaven for you anyway, because we're all into the gadgets and the gizmos, but I find the younger the crowd, the more into a lot of the things that are being seen here. Are you enjoying CES?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, there's a lot of new things out here and, that I've never seen before, so it's definitely pretty interesting, and to come here and play video games for fun, it's it's a pretty nice time in missing school, you know.
Oh, that's true. You're missing school. Do you have a hall pass? I want to make sure we verify that. You're okay. Well, if not, we'll send you back with a note. You know, please excuse Daniel. He was doing a national radio show among many other things. So, and I'm sure you're doing well in school, so you'll catch up just fine, right?
Yeah, you know, my teachers are really understanding. They give me a lot of work to take on the road, so.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's pretty easy when you have such understanding teachers.
That's a good point, and they understand you've got to be on the road in every sense of the word. I mean, you're a race car driver, for crying out loud. Tell me about, first of all, what it is that you're doing around the globe. I mean, winning Rookie of the Year, that's pretty impressive to begin with, so congratulations. But how'd you get into racing?
Well, originally I started playing hockey, and my uncle was a big hockey player, and my mom really didn't want to put me through that again. So once she noticed I was getting better, she pulled me out right away, and you know, we need to fill my life with something, so my dad figured, you know what, why not racing? So he brought home.
See, most parents would say, fill your life with school, and then we'll talk. but you're filling your life with racing already.
Yeah, so basically my dad brought home a go-kart, and you know, I just started from there, and now look at me now. I'm in a full-size race car.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's the big boys stuff, and of course you are, so it works out. Intel, for example, providing technology, all kind of expertise to help design, test, and build the BMW Sauber, I guess it is, F1 team race cars. That's what you're driving, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fun experience for sure. You know, it's a full-out simulator, so it should be pretty interesting. I'm going to get to race against a lot of other people to, you know, try to prove that racing is pretty hard, and you can't just jump in a race car and go fast right away. How
does it compare to the video games that you play? Is it close enough to kind of immerse yourself and say this is almost real?
Well, it's definitely the closest. Like, you can't just go around playing like Xbox or PlayStation 2 games. You know, it's definitely not realistic. But if you go into the R Factor game, it's definitely one of the closest simulation games you can get. As far as setup goes, it's really accurate, and I definitely learned a lot from setup. And you know, also there's many different tracks in the game, so you basically can just go around and practice the tracks before you actually go to them.
Is the R Factor what you're promoting here at CES, or is there more to it than that?
Well, I'm here to promote Intel. You know, I'm here as a race car driver. You know, that's my main purpose, just to show everyone that you know, it's pretty difficult, and you know, it's not no easy task just to jump in a car and go fast. Which
is not what any other 16-year-old would want to do, certainly. Not get in a car and go fast, regardless, whether it's on a racetrack or otherwise. So.
No, I'm sure kids want to go fast these days.
Tell me about how technology is helping you and your team, because there's no doubt that in all kinds of sports, you know, racing is certainly no exception. Technology does play more an important role than ever before.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, technology is taking over the racing right now. You know, it's not how fast you're on the track; it's how you can analyze the data off the track, and you know, basically your analyzation skills off track is the key for racing now.
Gotcha. So is that kind of the most appropriate use of technology, where you're going back and looking at results from a recent race to see how you can improve your performance, the vehicle's performance, that sort of thing?
Yeah, well, you go on the computer, you look at all the graphs of how the car's reacting on track, so you'll check out different like gravity loads and you know, gear ratios, let's say speed, RPM, and you just compare it to different laps and you try to better yourself.
Gotcha. And how do you better yourself then on those kinds of things? You're really trying to comprehend all this data, and then hopefully when you're actually behind the wheel the next time, utilize it?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of natural, but it's weird. I don't really think about it. I just kind of focus off track, and you know, it kind of gets embedded in my head, all that stuff I need to know for the next session, and I just go out and do it.
Good. Hopefully your schoolwork gets embedded in your head too, right?
More or less.
You never know. I'm also a parent, so I keep going that direction. But just to make sure that you're not just driving, you know, left turns all the time, but you're going in a school direction too, which is good to know.
Yeah.
We talk about digital entertainment and how technology makes a big difference there. Certainly Intel processors helping along those lines. Some of the teams, I guess, that you're working with are traveling the globe doing things like high-octane exhibitions, contests, the interactive games that you talked about earlier, designed to enhance the race experience. And that's kind of makes it not only fun, but you end up learning something, I hope.
Yeah, well, hopefully I get to go along the road and try out all these new software. So, it's pretty cool that people are, traveling around, trying out new software and new gamings. It's pretty interesting.
As well it should be, especially if someone your age, at 16 years old, you're into games, you're into going fast. The fact that you can do both and in race cars on top of that makes it a whole lot more interesting, and I'm sure you're the envy of everybody at school.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely fun that I can, actually race a real car, go home, do a little bit of schoolwork, and then at night I'll play my R-Factor simulator, and it's definitely really fun, that I can separate my life into those 3 categories and, still have time to do everything.
Well, if you want to see how Daniel has time to do everything, visit his website, danielmorad.com. Come by our site. We'll link you to not only danielmorad.com, but driventoperform.intel.com for more specific information about the kinds of things we talked about, too, with technology helping you and your team and so forth. Continued good luck as Rookie of the Year, and you won't be rookie anymore, though. Now you can only be a rookie once.
Yep.
So now you've got to start winning the rest of the awards and winning the races and doing all the fun stuff. And let us know how you're doing. We'll catch up with you again at some point.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Our pleasure. Daniel Morad, Rookie of the Year for the Formula BMW Intel team.